back from the winter break. Some stuff happened. Some of it was good, and some of it was bad. Before we get into the news, why don't you go ahead and leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and let me know how I am doing in the comments. I guess what we could possibly do is start off with the good news. Hiding those players that are in. We brought a new player in. I have no idea how to say this gentleman's name. So yeah, Bongo is what we're going to call him, I think, because his first name. He's a 3.5-star striker, 4-star potential player. Looks like he's pretty good. He's coming in to kind of take the role of Holland, help out with Big John, give us a little bit of depth at striking. Looks like he's a pretty good player. One thing I did notice about him, he relishes big matches, so I'm excited about that. But shortly after he got here, picked up an injury, has an abdominal strain, 7 days to 2 weeks. So that's part of the bad news. We did spend a little bit of money on him. We bought him for $925,000. You may be wondering, where did that money come from? Well, we're going to get into that. That's part of the other bad news. He is formerly of the Orlando Pirates. Really excited about this guy once he gets healthy. But the bad news, you can see over here, we have sold a player for $900,000, and that was Pierre Michel. He went to Beijing Renhe in China. Didn't want to sell this guy, but he had a relegation clause. They met the relegation clause, and he accepted the deal. So Pierre Michel is no longer at Supersport United. This transfer window was crazy, though. Looking at let's see. I want to look at all. Okay, so I'm looking at all of the transfers. Go here, turn off the hide then active deals. Sandow is leaving the club at the end of the year. Kaiser Chiefs signed him. We tried to re-sign him, and he wanted to be an important player, and I just couldn't promise him that. Luke Flores has been bombarded with transfers, and I've fortunately been able to turn them all down for him. Another player that's been getting them is Rainers. I've been turning those down just because the money's really not there, and he's here for another year. If it would have been his contract year, I probably would have sold him, but I didn't. Apollo almost left the club. I had a huge offer lined up for him, and he turned it down. As you can see, he's still wanted by a couple of teams, so we may end up still selling him. I'm trying to remember what team it was came in for him. I remember Sundowns wanted him. Somebody else wanted him, and I've got him in a bidding war, and we got his bid up to $3.5 million, and he turned it down. So he didn't leave the club. We would have used that money to kind of reinvest, losing him and Pierre Michel, picking up maybe a couple of midfielders to help out on that, maybe a couple of center backs, because with the Luke Flores continually being wanted by teams, we're kind of running thin with him. His future questionable, and Sandow leaving. That would just leave us kind of with Jensen and Tupolo, wherever he is. I've been playing him a little bit, but fortunately was able to hold off most of those bids. Like I said, I wouldn't have minded sold an Apollo. If somebody comes in with that offer again, I will gladly accept that. But getting into today's episode, we got a matchup against Kaiser Chiefs, who are currently sitting in 10th place. I believe they just fired their head coach. And then we're going up against CTEV, the team we drew against in the Champions League group stage. They're currently sitting in 2nd place right now. So that's a big matchup. We're sitting first in that. We're sitting 2nd in the Premier League. Looking good. Orlando Pirates are just looking just a little bit better than us. So I don't believe clicked off the thing on Streamlabs again. I don't think I've actually set my lineup. So I'm going to do that, and we'll be back for this Kaiser Chiefs match. All right, so we have the lineup picked for the Kaiser Chiefs match. It's a similar lineup to what we've been doing all year. February in goal, a back four of Eyebrow, Fleurs, Jensen, and Benny. Midfield, we got Jop and Coop. Right-hand side, we got Francis. In the middle, we got Apollo. On the left-hand side, we've had Mahachi, who's been playing really good in the last 2 games. And up top, we got Big John. With us, who did I sell? I have just drew a complete blank. With the selling of Patrick Roberts? Nope, not Patrick. The the Roberts guy that we saw, I can't think of his first name, the attacking midfielder. That's gave us a lot of opportunity to be playing Augustine, Osumba, and not Ryan Manning. Hadn't played him much really, but really impressed with the Osumba kid. He's usually the guy I've been playing up top in the middle there. Not doing that in today's episode though. Just giving him a little bit of, or not doing that in today's match. Might be doing it in the next one. Apollo's getting a lot of interested clubs, so I'm kind of, I wouldn't mind selling him. Like if we got $3.5 million, like I said, I'll jump over that. I don't care. I don't care if it's Luke Fleurs, who is to me at this point a player that I don't want to sell for. It would take $3.5 million for me to move Fleurs, but somebody like Apollo that we can easily replace. Heck yeah. I mean, we've had offers where I think like if I would have pursued selling Fleurs, we could have had that kind of deal with him. But just because the center back market in South Africa, I've noticed it's been kind of slim in this. And good Lord, at the ball bouncing all over the place. That's not good. Puts us down 1-0 in the 4th minute. But with the center back market being as thin as it is in South Africa, not having really a lot of big lads to play in that spot, when you have one, you really don't want to let him go. That's like Sandow. Like I didn't want to let Sandow go. I went to sign him after that offer came in, but I just can't. I can't justify giving him an important player role when he's our 3rd, sometimes 4th best center back. But let's get into this match. Let's pay attention to it a little bit. Not looking so hot the first 10 minutes. We're down 1-0. Apollo is running with the ball, though. He's been playing pretty well out there. He gets it in. It's his 7th goal of the season. Assist by Benny. I think Apollo really done all that work by himself. He's a good player. Like I said, I have no issue with Apollo. It's just that position, I can find that position. I can sell him for $3.5 million. I could go sign this kid right here, this Kobo guy. I've looked at him a couple of times. You know, I could sign him for less than $1 million. So it's just good. Just good business to do that kind of stuff. The Mayshaw stuff, I don't want to do that kind of business. February gets a nice save off a free kick there. Rolls it to Fleurs. Fleurs is looking to move the ball rather quickly. Francis holds it up at the midfield, gets it over to Jop, back to Coop, to Jop again. Jop looks forward to Apollo. Playing the ball around a little bit right now. Eyebrow is over there. He's looked good from this spot. Gets it up to Big John. Big John gets a hit on it and can't finish. It's been the story of Big John's second half of this season. Cannot finish, but Eyebrow hitting another lovely pass that we've seen him do all year long. He, to me, has kind of took over that right back position over Kakana. He's one of those players, too, that he is better than his star rating. I think he's 3-star. And his potential's 3-star, so he's kind of maxed out. But I'm happy with him playing like that the rest of his career, not getting any better than what he's doing. I'm fine with what he's doing. He's great moving forward. Lovely play right there for Mahachi to get it in. 16th goal of the season for him. Big John on the assist, helping out even though he's not been able to finish here lately. Some lovely balls in to get that in the back of the net. Starts with Mahachi getting it to Coop, then to Big John, then back to Mahachi. That was beautiful. 2-1, almost a halftime break. Stuff you love to see. Yeah, we've started another coaching badge course too. So I really think that at the end of the current season, depending on where we finish in the league and in the Champions League, we should be 3 stars. I mean, we're 2.5 right now. I don't see us not getting up to 3 stars and then potentially getting the 3rd star. I think we leave at the end of this year. I would have, if this team would have been like, okay, if we would have started anywhere else besides Free State Stars and then went to Super Sport, I would probably stick it out another year. But because we've been in South Africa the entire time of the Journeyman, I think it's time to move on. And we've got a really good team here. I think we've done a good job of rebuilding this club back to what it should be, even better than what it should be, really. So I don't see a point in staying here much longer, especially like with us just dominating really in the Champions League right now. I know that we've struggled against. We didn't beat Sativ, but I feel we're the best team in that group by far. We're taking Francis off. I am going to put Sifma in. We've been playing him a little bit more. He's got back to fully fit, so I want to keep him that way. Hopefully we don't lose him again. Looking at some of the other players that we can be taking out. We can take Benny out if we have a backup left back on there. We do. We have LeKay. He's coming on. Coming up next will be either putting somebody in for Jop or Coop. Looking at Augustine, really. I think he's really our only midfielder that we got left. We could move Rainer or Sifma back to play in that spot and then bring Rainers on the right-hand side, but I don't think we have to. So we're probably going to give Rainers the break for the rest of this match. Eyebrow is looking a little bit tired as well out there. He may be coming off. It's tied up, unfortunately, 2-2 now in the 70th minute. Didn't really see what happened there. It was a free corner kick that just didn't look like we got in the way of. No, just free head. Fleurs and Jensen really didn't do much there. We may have to change it up a little bit. What are we playing as right now? Balance. We're going to go attacking, I think. Try to get the victory. Push a little bit harder. We might do what I said about Rainers, bringing him on if it stays this way after this highlight. Because we need to win the league games. I mean, we've kind of let off the gas pedal a couple of times in some of these matches. And that's why Orlando Pirates is ahead of us right now in the league. It's that it's one of those things that the club they're living for the Champions League. We're not playing the league right now. Clay gets a pretty pass or gets a tackle in there. Dolly wanted a penalty right there. It looked like threw the arms up, doesn't get it. Apollo now with the ball crosses the center half, gets it up, running with it now. He's got space. He does have Mahachi and Coop. He's got some players with him. Sifma has it. Sifma takes a chance with Mahachi. Mahachi with a brace. It's 3-2. His 17th goal of the season. He is having a wonderful season after being re-signed to a new contract this past off-season. And I think that comes down to Apollo just playing good again right there, working it into the box, getting it over to Sifma. And Sifma hitting a really nice pass to Mahachi. And Mahachi capitalizing on that and finishing. I don't know what we're going to do here at this next sub, because I kind of want to go more defensive now that we've took the lead back. But with Pierre Michel being gone, we really don't have that other center mid that's defensive. Our center mids are mainly attackers like Jop, Coop, their Mazalas. Obviously, Augustine's more of an attacking midfield since his natural role is an attacking midfielder. Big John gets a goal, puts it up 4-2. That is what you like to see, us finishing this match in the 80th minute. But I don't really know what to do at this position. Who do we want to bring in? I need to make a sub because we got some really tired players out there. We got one sub left. Mahachi gathers himself up nicely to get it back into the box, but it is headed away. And now Kaiser's looking to capitalize on this. We've really nullified their best player. I don't even see him right now. Should be watching the game. It is ruled offside, so no big deal on that. I may have took him out. I don't see him out there right now. Might be why we nullified him, because he's not on the pitch. Yeah, he's not out there anymore. They took him off. So what do we do here? I mean, honestly, we could. I mean, like, can you do anything? You're all attack. You got okay marking and okay tackling, so you could play a little bit more defensive. Put you as a box-to-box, I guess. We could potentially do this. Now we're going to have the fun of me juggling players back and forth. Holy, that never happens. I always have to move the players around a lot. We'll just put you as a deep line playmaker on defend. Drop you back to support. Apparently you actually want to be a winger. You're going to be a support guy too. Drop you back to defend or support, and you back to defend as well. Drop our mentality back down to balanced. Try to hang on to this win. There's no point in trying to bum rush the opponent now. We just want to hang on, which I mean I think we're going to. I think we would have if we didn't do any changes. Eyebrow in another position to make a pretty pass in. He's looking for Big John. Gets it to him, and Big John just can't finish. Eyebrow is really good at hitting that cross in from that position. Looks like we got the win. Win 4-2 against Kaiser Chiefs. That's a really good win for us. Outstretched arms. Good win, boys. Well done. It's a great time to score at halftime. Makes them think. So we're still sitting 1 point behind the Orlando Pirates. They played and drew against the Golden Arrows, so that is a good result for us. They've been pretty impenetrable on losing here lately. As you can see, they lost against Black Leopards, but they've been kind of like us. They haven't really lost many matches. So we have the next matchup against CTEV next, though. So we're going to get into that match, and we'll be right back. Got a couple changes for the CTEV game. In goal, we got February, a back four of Kakana, Fleurs, Jensen, and Benny Jop, and Apollo in the midfield. Right-hand side, we got Rainers. In the middle, we got Osumba. On the left-hand side, we got Boving, and our lone striker being Big John once again. We did take out Eyebrow. Just he's not ready to be starting this match. And we took out Coop for Osumba. So I think, and then the last change was Mahachi out for Boving. Mahachi's been playing a lot here lately, so I thought we'd give him a rest in this match. Because I think we're close enough that we should be able to move forward to the next round. So I'm not really worried about this match, but I would like to win it, obviously. So let's get into it. Outstretch the arms. Carry on what we done last time. We need him to perform. Yep, he's a great player. Have no idea who the gentleman is, but he's one of the best that there is out there. I like this guy right here. He looks like he's doing a really cheap photo shoot. Looking good. And there's the squad right there. Rainers with his prom outfit on. Sitting top of the table. It's 4 points clear of CTEV. Like I said, it would be nice to win this match. I think Orlando Pirates have already, I think I seen where it said they had qualified already. So it's like they're having an easy time of it in their league. Benny here with the throw-in, finds Osumba. He's running around with it, gets it over to Kakana. Kicks it into Rainers. Had an opportunity there with Osumba. Hard tackle on Apollo. Thought there might be a penalty on that, but there wasn't, sadly. If we kind of have the same situation as we did last time against this team, where we was the better side, but we wasn't scoring, we're going to move forward a little bit more attacking in the second half to just try to. This team's a weird team. They're not really that good, it seems like, but they don't let you score on them that much. I think they got a really good goalkeeper. Bouncing it back and forth possession-wise. Big John's Jop over to Rainers. You have an opportunity here. Hopefully get something. Looks like another hard tackle. Do we get a penalty on that? Looks like they're going to go to the camera, run all the way over there. And we're going to sit here awkwardly while we wait. I think Rainers should be the person taking this penalty. I'm not 100% sure. I like to leave it up to chance. Let the guys decide who wants to kick it. So looks like it is going to be Rainers kicking it. Good opportunity here to put us up 1-0 in this first half against CTEV. And he misses, but he gets the follow through and he gets it in. It's his 13th goal of the season. Puts us up by 1 in the first half. Rainers done a good job to get that follow through. He really butchered that penalty shot, though, by hitting the post. But, I mean, hey, I think he planned it because he knew if he shot that way, the goalkeeper would have went that way, and he could have got the rebound and done what he did. So, yeah, that was all part of the plan. Kakana with it now. Osumba. Kakana. Jop with it. Jop does have an odd goal in him every now and then. He does have pretty high goal ratio or goals. He has a lot of goals for a midfielder. What I'm trying to say in my experience this year on FM. Was that Apollo with that nice tackle there? Like it was. Jensen clears it out. Osumba has it now. Bangs it forward. He's looking for Big John. Big John can run onto this, though. He's got to beat this man here. Yep, Big John. Big John. Got to have you getting some goals, man. I like you. I know that it's in Big John. That's why he's still with that, and our other strikers hurt. And then we have Boving, who's hadn't really lived up to the expectations this year. So we got to have you, Big John, is what I'm trying to say. I think it'll be a little bit better, though, when our new striker comes in or when he gets fully fit. Because, like I said, he looks really good. I love that he relishes big matches. I absolutely love that. So the game is kind of a weird game. Once again, we've got a high XG. We're not really doing much with that XG that we got. I want to go a little bit more positive. Confirm the changes. I want to see the game. Yeah, it's an odd little game. If Eyebrow's on the bench, I think I'm going to carry him in. Jop's also going to come out on this substitution as well for somebody. I don't have Eyebrow, but we do have Kilsnick, who's looked good in his limited role this year. So I think we're going to play him. Sifma's going to come in for Jop. Okay, we're going to do that. I'm happy with working on the outsides. I think that's what we roll with for the next 10 minutes. Kilsnick here with a throw in. Can't find anybody. Fleurs gets it. Back to Kilsnick. Over to Fleurs. Back to Kilsnick. Playing a little back and back. Find Sifma. Sifma's looking to work it out that way. Can't find anybody. Osumba can get this, I think. He does. Brings it down relatively nice. He can't get to Rainers. I thought Rainers had an opportunity to beat the goalkeeper on that rush out, but he didn't. Fleurs heads it forward. Rainers to Osumba. Boving has a great opportunity here, and he finishes. This is his second goal of the season, assist by Osumba. Puts us up 2-0. Boving, you've played better than Big John in this game. So I might have not really gave Boving a chance. And he was only putting in he's not looking really that good besides that goal. So I really don't know what to do about Boving. The coach of Copenhagen called, or the manager of Copenhagen called, hey, why ain't he playing a lot, you know? And I said, hey, he's playing enough. And the dude's like, oh, my bad, I'll back down. So he knows who's the boss in this relationship. Said that real quietly so maybe he wouldn't hear me and cut our ties with Copenhagen. Because I feel like that's a really good tie for us. I remember last year I was the Journeyman that I had done. Obviously, it's not on YouTube because it was a private save. But I was in Norway or Sweden. I can't remember which one. And I think I had like 3 or 4 players from South Africa on that team. And it was a really good side. We qualified for the Champions League a couple of times when I was there. I think Raheem was going to come off for somebody. No, he's not. Who do we want to bring in here? Do we bring Benny in for Lakay? We'll do that, finish it off. But I was in Norway or Sweden. Had like 3 or 4 players from South Africa. Most of them started. And I would have loved to have an affiliate in South Africa, especially one in the Premier League like SuperSport. You can get some good players there for the cheap. I mean, that's like the Pierre Michel. For him to go for 900,000 like that, I would have paid that easily at any club, and I would have took him. You know, obviously it'd been like on the youth teams, seeing if he can develop, loaning him out and stuff like that. But that price, yeah, give me that all day long. We're up 3-0 though. Who had that goal right there? It was somebody. I'm guessing it was Fleurs. Was it Fleurs? I didn't see the goal really. Well, I was busy talking. Jensen gets to it now. I don't know why I had to say that. I mean, it was It's a good victory for us today, though. 3-0 against the team that we drew against last time. I think this should qualify us for the next round. I don't know how this thing works. I thought we should have been qualified the last match, but we wasn't. So we still have to play Al Alley and the other club one more time, I believe. We might have played Al Alley twice. We may just have one more. Rainers gets another goal in. It's 4-0. Looks like a heavy win for us. We're a good side. Is this our last? This might be the last match of the group stage. We might have one more against Al Alley, but I think we've played them twice. I know we've played Army twice because we played them once on screen and once off screen. And then this is the second match with CTEV. I don't think we've played Al Alley twice. I think that's the last matchup of this. This last 10 minutes, though, has been quite a long little stretch. Seems like a lot of highlights. I would like to finish the match, please. Big John looking for Rainers. Rainer gets it in. This is 15th of the season. Assist by Big John. We've absolutely demolished this team in the second leg of these two matches that we've had with them. I thought it would be a fun match because we drew against them last time, and it was been a poor match by CTEV. They played terribly against us. Outstretched arms, not throw the water bottle. That was special, guys. Good win. See if that qualifies us. We want to qualify. We'll discuss after that what time we're coming back with next episode. Dominant win, 128. Rainers looks good. Doesn't like it says we've qualified. Okay. So we've qualified as the first seed, I guess, going into this next stage. What's next stage mean? What does it look like? So we're here. So we're going into the quarterfinals. Okay, so I'm guessing it's just like a random draw. Okay. I get you. Looking at the schedule, though. I'm thinking Black Leopards, or no. Ooh, we could have a real fun episode next one. Sundowns and Pirates, that's what we're doing on the next episode. We're going to go up against our rivals in this match and the team that's sitting top of the table. That's a must win for us to jump them. I think that'll be a blast. That's what we're going to do. If you enjoyed that episode, go ahead and leave a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and let me know how I am doing. Thank you for watching.